the reason why I want to start off with that question was because in the past 2 games, Caleb Williams has been sacked a combined 15 times. Yes. Some of which, hold on, hear me out. Some of which have been by his acclaim because of holding the ball too long. Because, gentlemen, you know what that's becoming? And that's called the yips. And when that happens, when quarterbacks start seeing ghosts in the pockets, yes, it happens. We've seen it before. Even the best players, it's happened to them before. Your boy, I'm going to say this kind of, your boy Drew Brees with the Chargers was starting to see ghosts. And he came to a team that had stability at the head coaching position. And the quarterback guru himself, who is now actually having his rookie quarterback outplay Caleb Williams currently in the situation that they are in Sean Payton. All right. So I'm going to put that out there right now. So
I will say it took Drew Brees like his lowest snap out of his hand, like the seconds between the ball leaves his hand, was the last couple years of his career. So it took that long to get that fast.
He had to. But now, okay, so let's circle back to this. In the first few games of the season, Caleb Williams, I think the first 5 games of the season, he was ranked among the top 8 in, and I'm guessing that number. He was ranked among the top 8, top 10. We'll say top 10 for safety in the ball leaving his hands because he was reading, he was going boom. And if you look also during that, I think it was actually the second game in the Texans game, they showed a stat in that game that showed how efficient he was when he threw the ball before 3.2 seconds. Shocker, right? Shocker. All right, so I'm going to continue this. I want to continue this. So some of my issues obviously have been with the offensive line, and I'm not taking any blame away from Caleb Williams because honestly, he's played like absolute dog shit too. And currently, right now, if I had to rank all rookie quarterbacks in the NFL, like first-round quarterbacks in the NFL, it's going Jaden Daniels at 1, Drake May at 2, Bo Nix at 3, Caleb Williams at 4, flat out. And while there are other areas that contribute to that ranking and that thought process in my head, and coaching, by the way, Cliff Kingsbury, there is no way that guy's not getting a head coaching job next year. Let's just put that out there right now, by the way. All right.
I will say his offense gets a little bland, which is what we saw in Arizona too. So
I said that, and I know.
I want to say that too.
I did say that. I did say that, but you know what? Though it's working. It's working for him right now. And guess
He's
who?
Got a dang good quarterback. Of course.
Guess and guess. And this is the funny part. Cliff Kingsbury was asked about the interview process in Chicago for the offensive coordinator position. He declined to comment on that said position. Reason being is because Eberflus did not want to hire him in the fact that he was actually going to bring in his replacement. Gentlemen.
Oh, shoot.
Gentlemen, there I give you more bullshit with the Chicago franchise. So we'll continue down this road, guys. And for my next part of my notes,
corruption at its finest.
I love when Bruce has notes, guys. I just want y'all to make that. I want to make that so clear.
2000.
This Bruce is the best Bruce.
I tweeted this out. What was that? I think on Tuesday. All right. It was a little bit more extensive, but I'm gonna go with it right now in my little tiny note I made right here. So in 2018, the Chicago Bears decided to go after a critically acclaimed offensive coordinator in Matt Nagy. All right. So they ended up getting Matt Nagy as a head coach, hot off the presses. Andy Reid tree, awesome guy, part of the scouting process for Patrick Mahomes. Helped Patrick Mahomes get his first Super Bowl championship. Boom, we got ourselves an offensive coordinator. However, he did not marry Mitchell Trubisky, so to speak, because he was not a part of the Mitchell Trubisky process. Nor was Mitchell Trubisky a part of the John Fox process if you remember that debacle, because what ended up happening there was the then GM, who I think it was Emery. I can't remember. I think that's accurate. I think it was Emery, ended up drafting Trubisky without the knowledge of John Fox knowing. How messed up is that, gentlemen? So let's continue. So Trubisky ends up staying with the Bears. The Bears end up getting rid of Emery, bringing in what's his face? Bringing in
was it Ryan Poles after Emery, or was there?
No, it wasn't Ryan Poles. It was Ryan Pace. Thank you. It was Ryan Pace that came in.
It was okay.
So then Ryan Pace, I was actually the one I believe that ended up drafting, but whatever. I'm getting them mixed up because there's been so much bullshit. So Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy paired together. Seriously, Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy are paired together, right? So they end up having Mitchell Trubisky. In that year, 2018, the Chicago Bears were sacked 21 times, right? Yeah, 21 times in 2000, and I think they ranked in the top 5. I don't have it on here, but I think they're in the top 5 in that time frame for least amount of sacks in the NFL. And guess what, gentlemen? Guess what that got them? To the playoffs with Mitchell Trubisky. All right, so let's continue. Excuse me. Here we go. No, here we go.
2018.
Oh no, yeah, in 2018 it was 33 sacks. He was sacked 33 times.
They had Nick Foles, I thought.
It was a combo. So in 2018, hear me out. In 2018, they had Trubisky was their quarterback, and they had 33 sacks allowed, which ranked 24th in the NFL. All right. 2019, 45 sacks, ranked 13th, 12th in the NFL. I can't even read my own writing with Trubisky. 2020, they had 36 sacks allowed, 15th in the NFL. 2021, 58 sacks. Gentlemen, guess whose first year that was?
Justin Fields.
And guess who was the new coach who the coach of that team was at the time? Matt Nagy. Okay, fast forward now to 2022. The Chicago Bears decided to part ways with Matt Nagy because guess who had 9 sacks allowed in his debut game against the Cleveland Browns. The Matt Nagy led / Justin Fields led Chicago Bears offense. Oh man, I'm telling you, this is a juggernaut offense, boys. They parted ways with Matt Nagy, so they bring in the nice, amazing, great defensive mind from Indianapolis, Matt Eberflus, because they don't want to ruffle feathers up there or in here in Chicago, guys. In Chicago, they don't want anything to overshadow the amazing McCaskey family. Oh, the McCaskies, they're so great. The original owner, George Halas, is rolling in his grave right now because of the ineptitude of the fucking idiots that run this team currently. Oh my God, we're getting going.
I have an owner that's rolling in his grave too, Bruce.
Fair enough. Hey, but you know what though? At least your owner didn't give the team to a vaudeville actor. That's who the Chicago Bears gave their team to. Excuse me, George Halas ended up giving his team to because unfortunately his son met a young death. So the McCaskies ended up getting the team, and at the time the old man was a vaudeville actor. I digress. Let me continue. In 2022, Justin Fields at the helm with his brand new coach, Matt Eberflus. 58 sacks, 4th in the NFL. Let's keep going. 2023, Justin Fields at the helm. Eberflus being an amazing head coach with one of his juggernaut finds at offensive coordinator. Ryan Poles doing a phenomenal job of finding the offensive linemen in the draft and in the doing some great evaluation. Chicago Bears 50 sacks in the NFL, boys. Let's keep going. And now finally this year, this glorious year where Matt Eberflus in the last 14 months has had 3 offensive coordinators on his staff at one time. It sounds like a great porno, but it's not. This year so far through 9 games, gentlemen, the Chicago Bears have 38 sacks allowed. That is second in the NFL. So I will not disagree with you, Connor, on the fact that Jaden Daniels is having a phenomenal year. The one caveat I'm going to bring to this is the fact that this team right here, the Chicago Bears, who are now back in the Chicago shit, are a systematic franchise that causes quarterbacks, wide receivers, and anybody a part of the offense to go to absolute shit. They go into a toilet, and that is it. Caleb Williams, oh, I'm getting worked. I'm coughing again and everything like that. Caleb Williams was arguably one of the best quarterbacks to come out of college in years. Years. And the Bears even decide to say, you know what? We want this is our guy. This is the guy that we want. How are you going to draft a quarterback that it has so much potential and so much acumen already and so much just aura already and not surround him, like not protect him where he should be protected so that way he can make guys around him better? A quarterback makes other guys around him better when he has the guys in front of him doing well. That's it.
And I tweeted at you, Bruce, and I really wanted to bring it up. You have one of, if not the oldest franchise in the entire NFL. Yeah. You would think by now they would know how football works on an executive level, because there's teams like the Texans and the Panthers that have accomplished more in a time frame than the Bears have, just about in the last 60 years. I mean, you have the only claim to fame the Bears have had is, they've had that run in the 80s, whatever, and then they had a Super Bowl appearance in the early 2000s with Sexy Rexy. And now you have the Panthers, who are one of the newest franchises, appear in 2 Super Bowls. You have the Texans, who are on a really good slate right now, and their new head coach and their new quarterback. And now you have the Bears.
Texans are the Oilers, right? Come on.
Well, you have the Bears who've been in the game for so long. Like you would think that they would know how to do something.
You are preaching to the choir right now. All right. So I saw a really interesting stat, like a vote that was done or a survey that was done that asked. I don't know the amount of people that were in it, but the percentage was kind of telling, and I agree with that. It said, if you could go back as a Chicago Bears fan, if you can go back in time and tell your younger self to root for another team, would you? And 56% of people surveyed said yes, I would go back in time and have myself root for another team. And I'm going to tell you right now, yep, you would not see this shit at my house. You would not see that on the wall right there. You would not see me right here. I'd be done. I'd be done. You know why? Because it's not even the players that frustrates me about this team at all. It's not the players anymore. It's not. It's like, yes, I'll get pissed off, and yes, I'll yell and be like, "What are you doing? Why'd you miss that block?" Or like, "Oh my God, he was wide open. That was a trash throw." Or, "Oh my God, how'd you drop that pass?" Yeah, you get in the moment, you get pissed off at it. But in the grand scheme of this freaking franchise, and I am done with this shit. The ownership is absolute fucking terrible. You get a president, you get a team president that's supposed to build you a new fucking stadium, and you can't even do that right now. You can't even do that right now. So what gives? There is zero confidence from a fan base that is just seething, that is just sitting there and wanting so much to be successful. So much to be successful. Like, it's the third largest market, gentlemen. It is the third largest market in America. Third largest sports market in America. But yet we have, and this is just across the board, we have the shittiest teams.
It doesn't matter how big your market is. If you got a crappy owner, you got a crappy owner.
Sure, and I agree with that too. But like so if we're gonna talk monetarily, like just things like that, if you provide a product that is going to push that threshold of championship glory, you're going to be able to market it to a point to bring in money. Success breeds success. So the more success that you have, the more you want more, and then the more you end up getting from that. So let's take that a different step. I'm going all philosophical and shit. So if you're going to be successful here, you're going to be able to market and brand yourself in a different arena, causing the dog. She's like, okay, I'm done. He's getting scary. You're going to be able to market and brand yourself in a different area, causing you to be able to make money off of it. Why do you think the Chicago Bulls are still relevant in Europe right now? Because they won 6 championships with the best player of all time. And yes, that's the best player of all time. I understand that thought process. But look at Kobe. Look at the Lakers even. Look at the Celtics. The Celtics have won so much, and they're still able to do it. Look at what the Dodgers are doing. They're constantly in to go to size fucking sport. They're constantly in the luxury tax every freaking year. But you know what? They don't give a shit because they want to actually win. And they're able to make their investors money because they're winning and they're marketing. That's why they have Shohei Ohtani. They have Shohei Ohtani who's able to market a brand that they can't market to in any other team. God, I hate Chicago sports.
Bruce, let me tell you the problem with not just Chicago, but a lot of teams in general, and why. And this is all across the board. You talk baseball, basketball, football, all across the board. When you have an ounce of success and you bring in whatever monetary value, you bring in whatever publicity you get from that success, you continue to not build on that success, but to try to replicate it. And when the game changes and the time changes, you continue to try to replicate what little success you had back in 2002, back in 1986, or whenever it was in the 80s, whenever it was, and now you're trying to not build on it, but replicate it instead of changing with the times and knowing, hey, we have experience. We're the oldest franchise in the NFL, one of the oldest franchises in the NFL. Why are we continuing to replicate something that happened 20 years ago, 40 years ago, instead of building on it?
And Connor,
and it's all across the board.
And you know the reason why? So I'm gonna speak. So I'm gonna go back to the Bears on this. And you want to know the reason why? Because you have ownership that is too scared to have a big mouth or to have somebody who has a pair of balls to be at a position of power there. They want people that are neutered. Matt Eberflus, I'm sorry, as nice of a guy as he is, as amazing of a strategist as he is defensively and stuff like that. Yes, sir. I'm gonna sit here and take it. I won't object to anything you say. The last person they had that was like that was Mike Ditka. And we saw what happened with that. Even Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith was fired after a 10-6 record.
Which makes no sense to me.
So
that's the best the Bears performed.
All they want to do is get people that are neutered for that franchise, and that is it.
It's politics is what it is, Bruce. It is political nonsense. Yeah. I want to watch football, and it's the exact same thing with the New Orleans. Instead of going and looking, having a national coaching search, instead of going out and saying, look, Mike Vrabel is a head coach that can still coach football. Bring him to New Orleans. No, we're going to elevate. We're going to elevate somebody that's been here before because he's going to do exactly what we want him to.
Oh, it tastes so good. Dude, the reason why the Chicago this is even crazier. A former quarterback of your franchise and a proven winner, whatever. Fuck the cheating. I don't give a fuck if he's cheating. Kenny, if you're in the background, I don't give a fuck if he's cheating. If you're not cheating, you're not winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. Every single area that he goes to, he's brought a winning culture. He's brought a winning. He has that. He has that about him too. And he continuously does it everywhere from the NFL level to the college level, back to the NFL level. He's done it every year because he's able to surround himself with like-minded people. And guess what? The ownership and the front office let football guys be football guys. They don't meddle in other bullshit like the Chicago Bears franchise and their owners and their whole front staff do because they don't want to. They want to have constant neutered little bitches as their coaches. Oh,
I would take Jim Harbaugh in a heartbeat, Bruce.
In a heartbeat. I would take Harbaugh. I would take Vrabel. I would take, dude, like, okay, here. This is another point that I wanted to touch on. Every single team in the NFC North, the Packers, the Vikings, and the Lions, and the Bears, all reflect their coach. Seriously, look at it. Every single one of them. The Packers, one of the smart. You call us that? Badass. Oh, let's go. No. Okay, you're right. He looked like a badass, and admittedly, no. I am totally okay with this. I'll eat crow on this, and he's 100% correct. I was completely wrong on it. So you can even pull my tweets up saying how Kenny was right, how he was totally on top of this the whole time, and I was wrong. Flat out, because I was fooled to thinking that the whole continuity thing and the whole selling aspect of all the bullshit that they were feeding me was something that I was thinking that was going to work. It didn't. It was fucking dumb. They should have gotten Harbaugh. They should have at least given the guy an interview, but I digress. Anyway, the 4 teams, all the 4 teams at NFC North. Is Kenny in the background yet, by the way?
He's in the background.
He's been here.
Okay, yeah, put him in. That's fine. But I want to finish my rant too. All 4 teams currently right now in the NFC North are a reflection. What's up, Kenny? All 4 teams of the NFC fucking North currently are a reflection of their freaking coach. You have Dan Campbell, biting kneecaps, intense team. Guess what? They built their team with their defense and offensive line being fucking badasses, and then they have a good quarterback, Jared Goff, who's arguably an MVP candidate until his 5-pick game on Monday. But yeah, I know. But again, he was a part of that conversation, in my opinion. You have the Packers. Look! You look at the Packers. Look what LaFleur did when Love went down.
Put Malik Willis in,
and Willis
and he won games.
He did a great job. He did a great job, and he was fine. And now let's go to the Vikings. The Vikings are even oh god, why his name skipping is
Sam Diggity Darnold.
Darnold. Well, no, not Sam Darnold. I'm talking their head coach.
Oh, who's their head coach now?
Anyway, he's able to put their play. So what a coach is supposed to do is is recognize a player's strength and able to adapt them and put them in their place to be successful and have that be kind of like a team type thing. You see that from the Vikings, and then you have the reflection of the Bears. Soft as shit. You have DJ Moore walking off the fucking field saying that his ankle hurt. And then you have freaking an offensive line, a bunch of pushovers that fucking Kenny can go out there right now and probably blow up all of them. I'm telling you, like it's a sad state of the franchise. I love the team, and if we cut these and or anything like that, I get shit back from them. I that's fine. I'm not going to be a part of the fucking their media anyway. So it is what it is at this point. But it's just a sad state of affairs in the city of Chicago for the Bears. Chicago shits, baby.